Hi everyone, our group is formed by Caterina Monacir, Juan Manco, Fernanda Rodriguez, Julie Rios, and me, Jessica Bermudez. And we are going to talk about the home front. So let's start. You have to know that World War I made Britain a more democratic society. So the war brought an expansion of powers which was accepted by the population. The Defense of the Realm Act gave the government the power to introduce some limitations or regulations, such as the censorship of newspapers and compulsory takeover of ships, lands, or factories. Also, it allowed to introduce some limitations on freedom, such as the booing of beer and the restrictions opening hours on pubs. On the other hand, the change of the clock British summertime, introduced in 1916, has continued in nowadays.
There were some changes. For example, paper banknotes were used instead of gold sovereigns for sums of £1 and 10 shillings. Railways and coal mines were under government control. Millions of men were subtracted from jobs. They were sent to the war to fight in France. It was necessary to increase armament production, so almost 800,000 women were recruited to this job. Women were invited to join Women's Land Army, where they also worked as bus drivers, office clerks, military nurses, and farm laborers. Because of inflation rose, prices increased. So some families impoverished, and to help them, it was created works canteens to improve their diet.
Okay, so the first thing that we are going to talk about are civilians. What happened? By these planes, let's say due to the war, there were a lot of things that have to be, let's say, hide from the civilians. So that's what happened where, let's say, all the soldiers start arriving home. They just realized that people from the city, they didn't know what was really happening at the moment let's say, all around the world. Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the Han. They are, let's say, related to most of the criminal attacks regarding bombs and air forces that were done to British. They are Germans, okay, and they are recognized as one of the biggest group by that time that was, let's say, in charge of the World War One. And our last topic on this side will be the government. What happened with them? They were criticized. Some of them say that they didn't put too much effort to, let's say, check what was going on with the war, and some of them say that they are just expand too much. Also, there was a point when they had to change their name because they were saying, well, some people in, let's say, civilians and also soldiers were saying that their name was related to German government and they were, let's say, traitors.
In 1914, British civilians were shelled by the German warship, killing more than 1,000 people, including the series Scarborough, Harpo, and Whitby. The airships Zeppelin and Shetlands attacked London in May 1915. In 1917, the German Gotha bomber aircraft took over with a right and Folkestone and Kent, In May, killing 95 people. For that reason, the Londoners had to seek a shelter in underground station. The Royal Air Force was formed on April 1918 with the help of popular demands for improved air defense and the revenge raid against German cities.
And inclusion. This time, principal was by, or the principal character was by Siegfried Sassoon. This was a military in service that won award across in France. He told or saying the government that prolonged the war was unnecessary. But the outright opposition was a minority, limited in the principal cycles, in the social cycles in that time. Now, in March in 1918 was the year to the women, because in this year the women had important progress, principally in the moment that he or she want to vote and to accept it, or that the profession that they have, and in the services public in that time. Finally, in the half 1918 appeared the Spanish flu, that in this time the people had to use special masks and special sprays in the transport that they had to use every day. And this was important in the Spanish history because died many people in that time.